This podcast is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Yeah, just another great job by our pitching staff. A lot of people were asking me, what do you think? Smith can have another good outing. It's tough whenever you have an outing like he had last weekend, which is, to some people it's once in a lifetime, but I don't think with him it's going to be. And my comment was he'll be good. I don't expect him to be as good just because it's, the outing after. But I thought he threw the ball extremely well. He gives up a leadoff home run, and that was really about all they did on it with him. And I think he walked one and struck out 12, and obviously gave us a chance to to build up a lead. It was only a couple of runs. That was the disappointing part of the game, is that we had a couple other chances to score a few more runs and maybe have 4 or 5 run lead before he came out of the game, and it didn't happen. Give credit to their pitcher. He started throwing that slider and that breaking ball, and then he just threw the fastball every now and then, and he rolled through those last few innings pretty easily. But I thought Cody Frank came in and did a great job. I think he struck out the side, and he hit a batter in both innings, I think, and that was that ended up being a little bit tough. But Gabe Gaeckle came in and just did a super job having to go through the top of their order with the tie and run on base. So I think that was another opportunity for him to, to gain some experience closing a game when it was tight. And he did a great job. So that's what I got.
Dave, what did you see on the home run that Hagen gave up? And then just what did you think of the way he bounced back that inning specifically just to mow him down right
Well,
1, 2, 3 after that?
Vogel's a good hitter. I mean, I watched him in BP, and he was hitting the ball extremely hard all over the park, and he's off to a hot start. And, you saw the very first pitch of the game, and who knows how hard it was thrown because our board wasn't working at the time. But it's not always right, as you know. But he came out of his shoes to hit it. So he guessed, and he got there, and he swung and missed at the first pitch. But, he cheated a little bit on a fastball, and he hit it and hit the bottom of it and hit it late, deep in the zone, and drove it out of the park, and the guy's throwing 95, 96, 97, 98, whatever he's throwing. You don't have to get a lot of it. If you get a little bit of leverage and extension and all those other offensive terms that everybody uses all the time. But he just did a nice job with it. And then I thought Hagen didn't, it didn't go crazy. And I think probably more than anything, he might have just like a little slap in the face, and it kind of got him upset. And then he went to work.
I remember last year with Hagen, his maybe problem was getting his pitch count up, not being able to work deeper into games. But this is 78 pitches in 6 innings last week, 81 in 6 innings this week. Just what have you thought about his efficiency?
It's been great, and he knew that was the key for him to be a really, really good starter. And he's all of that. And, he could have gone another inning, but we figured 81 was enough. And, especially after last week and so much emotion and everything that was going on. So good to get him out of there. And it was great to have Cody come in and give us a good 7th inning.
Fresh off the 2 home runs on Tuesday, Jason, big, 2 RBI double there to get the offense going. Just how nice is that to see? I know you wanted him to play a little bit looser this season. Is he doing that so far, you think?
I mean, he got his first pitch he saw, it was a fastball about 93 miles an hour, and it was on the inside half of the plate. If you watch the replay, he really got his hands inside the ball and just shot it down that right field line. He does that a lot in batting practice when we're working on going the other way and through the middle. He's got a knack for doing that with an inside fastball if he's, not on it, so to speak, or he's out front or guessing. And that was a big swing for us. Scored 2. We had a little base runner mistake after that, but that's me. I got to talk. Those things that bother me, and because it'd been nice to see if we could have gotten that one in too. But just a really big swing for us.
And I think this is the first Friday where you've gone, where Cody and Gabe have both come out of the pen and pitched on a Friday. Walk us through maybe your decision process there and just what you saw specifically from both those guys.
Well, the decision process is just that, we feel good about those guys and we're trying to win the game. And the game was close, 3-1 at the time. You can't, you got to win the first one. If you have a shot, you got to go for it. And, you know, I don't know. We just felt like, hard throwing lefty. Cody's totally different from the right side, just to deceive him a little bit. And, I think he could have gone longer if he had to maybe got himself into a little bit of trouble with like hitting batters, stuff like that. But, I don't know. And Gabe he pitched really well last weekend and game was on the line. We thought this is the guy we want in there right now.
Speaking going off of that, you had McIntyre and I believe Hewlett up in the ninth inning, had some older guys ready. What ultimately gave you the confidence to stick with the freshman in that spot and let him work through it?
Well, his stuff was good, and he's still throwing the ball right around the plate. Fastball was electric and had a pretty good breaking ball going, especially, it seemed like when he got a couple strikes on guys, they didn't want to go down swinging and, they fouled off a couple pretty good pitches. Got to give them credit, but his stuff was good. And, if he'd have got into a jam and he was in a little bit of a jam, but, the tie and run didn't get to the plate. And if it had been tie and run to the plate and been left-hander, we'd have probably gone left to get that last one.
He had a couple hits today. Obviously, you guys have seen him hit a lot better than he has to start this season. How close do you think he is to getting it really going and kicking it into gear here?
Yeah, I think, he's kind of streaky. That's what we've seen. That's what we've heard. It's all about strike zone for him. If he'll just be a little bit more patient, he's going to hit the ball a lot harder, a lot more. And, it's just someone who's pressing, new, trying to do well. Sometimes you got to let the game come to you a little bit more. And, you get it. He's still young. He's sophomore. But he's going to be fine. But I just think he needs to maybe relax a little bit too and just take what they give him, let the guys around him work, and he'll be good.
What did you think of their starting pitcher, Vernon?
Well, I thought he did a really good job. You looked at his numbers and he had given up some walks and he walked us there in the second inning and we scored 3 runs. And I don't know if he walked us after that. I mean, maybe he did. I guess he one other time, but I don't really remember it. And I just feel like that he kept the ball away from us. And we just kept rolling over and hitting ground balls to short and second baseman played over behind the bag a lot. We finally, Sprague Lott finally, hit that big hole they were leaving open for us because we were getting frustrated with that because, we do a pretty good job with that. It seems like when we're working on it, and then in the game, you got to trust yourself a little bit and just take a single. You don't have to hit a homer or a double. Just take a single, let the next guy go.
And I think you guys led the nation in strikeouts entering this game, had 20 more today. I mean, has it surprised you maybe the amount of strikeouts that your pitchers are getting?
Well, I don't think anybody could have predicted how many we have, the last few games because it's just been unbelievable, honestly. But it doesn't surprise me that we're striking a lot of people out. We have really good arms on our team and they throw strikes. We only walked a couple all day and I think that's about right. When we walked 4 and no, we walked 2. So, when you're not walking people, you're making them swing the bat and you got a chance striking people out when you got arms. And, I think I've been asked this question a few times. We have guys that have secondary pitches and that's what it takes. They got pitches that can get you out and get you to swing and miss.
I guess speaking of which, is that something that can be contagious, like the lack of walks among an entire pitching staff?
Well, I think that makes for competition amongst the other pitchers. You see that's the way you do it. That's how you win. That's how you pitch. If you don't walk people, you're giving yourself a chance to stay in the game a lot longer and you're giving your team a lot better opportunity to win the game. And then there's competition amongst the pitchers themselves. I mean, to me, that's the greatest competition. That's what makes you better when you got teammates that like each other and they're competing against each other, to, not maybe walk less than the other guy. I don't think they're really having a competition so you can strike the most guys out. I think, that just happens. Kind of the same with hitters, if up and down the line, if guys start hitting, it just seems like it gets contagious and it's kind of the way the game works. There's a lot of mental things going to this game.
Look at the roster and how old Murray State is.
Yeah. Yeah. They're super old. We've talked about it 2 or 3 times with the team and, I mean, starting a senior and a grad, that's their 3 starters. And then, you know, they're the guys that are in that lineup, I think they have 1 junior and the rest are 4th-year guys, whether they're redshirt juniors or straight up seniors and a grad. I mean, they have a lot of older guys, and I told our guys yesterday, they're not going to come in here and you're not going to scare them into losing. You're going to have to go beat them. And today they didn't beat themselves. We had to beat them. It wasn't pretty, but we did beat them.
And then on Hagen, so much focus on his strikeouts, but I thought that play that he made with his glove to flip to first was a big play in the game. What do you think?
Well, that would have been a leadoff hit, and you know he got to the ball. It was a perfect bunt, and flipped it with his glove, which was the play. Didn't have time to get his hand down there at the same time, and you know he flipped it a little bit high, stuck in the glove, and I thought McLaughlin did a good job of kind of going on top of it and going to get it just a little bit. It's probably the difference once they reviewed it. It was a tough call. We weren't sure. We felt like he could be out. We thought, hey, this is a good time to ask for them to look at it. But that was a big play. And Hagen's one of the best defensive pitchers in our league every year.
Dave, I noticed Ben Bybee caught the ceremonial first pitch today. I guess he's back with the team. How close is he to getting back in the mix?
Yeah. So the way that works when you have mono is you can be around the guys once you get to a certain point. And he's obviously to that point. He just can't. There's like a 21-day, situation there, and he's not to that yet, but he can be hanging around. I don't know, he's having to do most of his stuff on his own, whatever he can do. And then hopefully we can get him back with our catchers and catching, throwing and getting ready to pitch in a real game, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
I know you were a little frustrated by not adding to the lead when Hagen was out there, but you did get 2 insurance runs there in the 8th, something struggled with a little last week, and just some added optimism from being able to kind of manufacture those 2 runs and push the lead there at the end.
Yeah, we didn't do a whole lot there. I think, we had a 2-strike single by Kendall Diggs, and then I think Spraglott finally rolled one through the big hole over there. And, then we just found a way to score 1, and then they gave us 1 with a wild pitch. And yeah, it was a big relief to score 1. The difference between 2-run lead and 3-run lead for a coach or a team is a lot. And then you get that 4th run, it gives you an opportunity to relax a little bit, knowing, hey, if the guy gets in trouble a little bit out there, give him a little bit more time to get out of it.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.